Ladies and dudes, please don't be mad at me for this. I really do love Brave. At least it's better than that stupid Lightyear movie, that's for sure. And no, I don't think it's a copycat of Brother Bear. I don't think so. I think this movie, it's its own thing. So I don't know why everybody doesn't like this movie. At least it's a much better Pixar film than whatever films that we got right now that is downhill. Except for Coco, Toy Story 4, at least they're very enjoyable movies. And I also like Monsters University as well. Yeah, I do like a few later on Pixar films. But this movie is pretty darn enjoyable. That's for sure. Well, anyway, hi ladies and dudes. This is Rebecca Lynn Barkley, aka Booba1987. This is my review for today. And today I have another movie review, ladies and dudes. And this is a movie that came out in the year of 2012. And I'm very darn sorry I haven't seen this movie in the theaters. Maybe I'd rather prefer this movie than that stupid Madagascar 3. Since I did watch that movie with my grandmother. Yeah, I think I'd rather regret seeing Madagascar 3. I think I'd rather see this one instead. I think this one is way more enjoyable and fun to watch. And yes, it does have some very important lessons, and also, it's a story about fate. At least the good part about this movie, the fate part is short-lived. That's for sure. So for my next movie review is Brave. And I really do enjoy this movie. It's a very fun Pixar movie to watch. At least this movie is a lot better than that stupid Lightyear movie. And since Lightyear did destroy the Toy Story franchise, that's for sure. Yeah, I hope everybody's mad about that movie since that storyline did not make any sense at all. But I think I'd rather prefer this one instead. At least this movie did feature pure epic storytelling, and the animation is beautiful and well done. And this is such a great Pixar movie. What else I could say? I love this movie. So anyway, for my next movie review is Brave. So, let's head on to the main plot of the story. I gotta pronounce this young lady's name is Mimeda, or Mara, the Scottish name. Yeah, okay, strike that, reverse it. It's a story about a young woman named Merida who is trying really hard to find a life on her own where she wants to be free. She could do whatever she wants. I can understand one part about the character is she really loves to ride her horse. And her horse is really darn good looking and very well designed of a character. And also she fell in love with doing bows and arrows. I just love her tomboy spirit. She's a great looking tomboy character. Says, I'm a tomboy myself. And she wants to do whatever she likes. And I also like characters who are redheads. But yeah, she does have a problem with her mom. Her mother had planned for her to rule over her own kingdom one day. And she has to get married to one of those dudes who will be her, the lover of her life, I guess, but she doesn't want that at all. She just wants her life to be, in her freedom time, I guess. And yes, there was one unfaithful day where she ran away from home and she went to those little glowy ghost things called the Wisp, and the Wisp had took her to that cottage where the witch has to do some carvings here and there that's all about bears. And then she asked her for a spell that featured to change her fate and also change her mother's fate forever. And that's where the chaos happens. Well, if you see Brave, you'll know what I mean. So, that's my whole entire plot of Brave. And I guess everybody wants to know is, what the heck do I think about this movie? Well, to tell you the truth is, ladies and dudes, I really did enjoy this movie. This is a very fun Pixar movie to watch. It had a well-done storyline, very good likable characters, great CGI animation. I will say this is one of the best animations I have ever seen from a Pixar film. It had a very good, epic, unique Scottish score. It has really good casting. And it has some good message to it here and there. And the movie's all about fate. You know, change your fate if it's the right or wrong direction. I don't know what to say. But anyway, this is a very fun movie to watch. So let's head on to my strongest points and the weakest points of Brave. I will say for my strongest points for this movie is really a tie. Just a tie between the animation and those three triplet characters. I will say for the animation, it's so darn well done. It's perfectly well spot on. And it has a nice, beautiful fluid to it. And what else do I want to say about animation? I mean, it's just a breathtaking movie. The animation is perfectly well spot on. It's very nice, very fluid. They know how to make good animation very, very well. And I can understand why it did win for Best Animated Feature. So overall, it deserves it. I think I'd rather prefer this movie than Wreck-It Ralph. That's for sure. So anyway, the animation is the first strongest point in the movie. And yeah, the second strongest point in the movie are the triplets. Oh, I love those triplets. Those three little princes. They are so much fun to watch. They are so darn cute and adorable. And they did bring so many highlight moments to the movie. They're just so much fun to watch. I mean, they are really, really fun characters. And yeah, I like the part where they cause so much chaos here and there. At least they know how to make some chaos, strike that, reverse it. You know, chaos moments. They decide to do it in their very fun way. You know, something really, really funny and interesting. So I love those triplet characters. They were another good part about this film. What should I say about the main weak point of the movie? I will say my main weak point of the movie is, yeah, I will admit this is the very first Pixar movie that featured nudity. And I know they did take a risk of adding nudity in this movie. I wonder if they'd gone too far with the nudity part for a PG film. Something that's kind of inappropriate for kids. Well, to tell you the truth, this an interesting fun fact about this movie. Well, Brave is not the only one that featured nudity, but also there was a movie called Titan AE. You know, Don Bluth's last and final project that he had ever made before his retirement. He did add a part where you see a few characters did feature nudity in this movie. Yeah, it's kind of surprising to me they added some nudity scenes in the film. Strangely to say. So yeah, I think they got too far with the nudity part. So they gotta be careful of making a Pixar movie that featured nudity. So I will say, adding a little bit of nudity or there will be way too much of a weak point of this movie. And yes, ladies and dudes, there's another interesting fun fact you should know about this movie. I will say two interesting fun facts. One is, they did feature an actor that we're all familiar with who came from in another previous Disney film. Do you remember that guy who played the king in Brave? He was also featured in a Disney film called Pocahontas. He played one of the British dudes that John Smith knew from his crew. If you know the movie called Pocahontas, you'll know what I'm talking about. And also, another interesting fun fact you should know about Brave is the legendary voice actor John Lassenberger. John Lassenberger became a good luck charm for the Disney company. And he played so many characters in so many Pixar films. I know his most famous one is playing Ham from the Toy Story saga. And yes, ladies and dudes, over 9,000, there's going to be a Toy Story 5. And the strangest part about Toy Story 5 is that Woody's going to come back for some unknown reason. I just thought that his arc had already ended. You know, that happened in Toy Story 4. I just don't know why they decided to bring him back. It makes no sense to the Toy Story saga. After all, we should focus on another character who should deserve another storyline. If you know what I mean. So yeah, John Lassenberger, the guy who played Ham from the Toy Story saga, he did become a part of the Pixar franchise, and he played so many different characters in so many Pixar films. He did play a character named Gordon. I can't remember which one is Gordon. I think one of the Scottish dudes. Well, if you know John Lassenberger, the legendary voice actor of all time, I think you'll know what I'm talking about. I think my most favorite role that he ever did in a cameo will always be the character from Up, where he did play a construction worker who's talking to Mr. Fredricksen. Yeah, I really liked that cameo very much, and he did a good job with his cameo for that film, since I love Up so much. So yeah, I will say those are the two fun facts I can find about Brave. And now let's go on to the characters. I mean, I love all the characters. They're all very good. I like Merida, the main character. She's a really fun character to watch. I love the triplets. They're also fun characters to watch. I love the king. He's so darn funny. The queen is an interesting character. And I will say everybody are pretty darn interesting. So I don't have one single ill moment about a character who's so darn flawed in so many ways. So anyway, I'll go ahead and tell you about my final thoughts of Brave. Overall, Brave is such a much better film than some other films that came from Pixar later on in the 21st century. I will say it had a very fun storyline, enjoyable characters, fantastic CGI animation. It had a nice, good Scottish score, it has a very nice casting, and it has some very good messaging here and there. And it's a movie that's all about fate, but in a short period of time. And it has an awesome climax moment for the film, and also a great ending. So overall, I gave this movie a 9 out of 10. So please check out this movie to believe it. And that's my whole entire movie review of Brave. I hope you enjoyed this movie review. And tell me, ladies and dudes, what is your favorite movie character of all time who had fallen to his or her fate, but in a short period of time? Well, whichever they are, just leave a comment there and let me know. And my favorite movie character of all time who did follow his fate, but in a short period of time, will be this guy, Robert Landon from Angels and Demons. Well, if you pay attention to these two pictures very carefully, one is his professor form, and the other is when he disguised himself as a priest. And you could say this is a part about his fate, where the angel becomes a demon, but you can only see these two forms in one whole day, and one whole day only. So yep, that's my favorite movie character who had fallen to his fate, but a short period of time. And let me know yours. And I'll be back for my next movie reviews to come, and I know that 2025 is coming to an end, so I better go ahead and do another one quick before that time will come. So, I'll see you all later, and sayonara.